Here are some ideas for sending broadcast emails to your database that keep you top of mind for your prospects. So, a critical thing for all of your marketing, right, is that you track your results, because when you track them, then you can know what's working and what's not working. Simple. Majority of businesses do not track. So that's why I'm saying it. Others say, of course. So we should know email open rates, click-through rates, if they purchase from that email. These things are important with your ads, right? You want to know your click-through rates and your conversion rate. But I will tell you that I probably wouldn't have noticed this if it weren't for the fact that I was tracking how well my emails were going through. I wrote this email. I put the subject line in here. I'm going to read it to you because it was one of the most well converted emails. The instant my life changed forever, and yours can too. So, the instant my life changed forever, and yours can too. It was a much more personal email than what you would normally see coming from my organization. We mostly talk about doubling sales and increasing marketing, but this one was about this moment that I'll never forget. It was so etched in my brain. I was sitting in my room days after my father's funeral, and I only know that because there were lilies all over my room from all the people that had sent flowers for it. I told them I had to have all of the flowers that were sent. So I was sitting there in this very fragrant room, and I was sitting in front of my computer, and I just received the P&L for the first time for the business. And I was scrolling to the right, and I just kept scrolling, and it felt like it was an eternity because all of these different businesses were in this P&L and looking at all of the revenue and looking at all of the expenses. And I didn't even know what a vast majority of the companies were. And the amount of overwhelm that I felt in that moment was like so shocking that I just burst into tears. And I felt so overwhelmed and just actually pretty angry, to be honest, because I just wondered, why did my father never tell me what these companies were, who ran them, or what to do here? So it was a very overwhelming moment, and that was really a moment that changed me. Obviously, here I am a decade later, and it completely shifted my whole life and what I was doing in my world. So that moment was so critical, and having to figure out my father's business mostly through reading his emails. At night, I would go in and just, because everybody would tell me, oh, your father said I was the best, and your father said this about me. And so I believed everything that everyone said. And then I started realizing that people weren't really honest, and they were just trying to win me over. So that was my only way of knowing what my father actually felt, was by reading his emails. And I share this with you because that moment was really personal and vulnerable, and I shared it, but I found that the response that I got from that message was triple what we'd had from any other email. It was amazing. People responded back saying wonderful notes and messages about how they followed us for 20 years and they're so grateful that I've continued the legacy. And we got so many more comments on our blog and on YouTube. And it was as if my list had come alive, because it's not so often that people are responding back to an email newsletter. But this one, they did. And I even remember a dear friend of mine, I'll keep the person anonymous, but they said that when they read that, they thought of themselves, and they're running in a family business right now. And the person that their parent, when they go, it's going to be a nightmare, like the nightmare that I inherited. And so that was a really important message for them to get. So when you're thinking about sending out emails or doing a video or doing a webinar, it's amazing how sharing your own personal struggle can really land with the people, because it could be that who you're serving was actually you 10 years ago, right? Because you've learned all these things, now you have a new understanding. And when you share those moments, they relate. So then they feel heard and understood. But I wouldn't have known how successful that email was if I didn't track the open rates, the click-through rates. And people ended up actually inquiring and purchasing. So we ended up turning that into an ad as well, because it did so well performing there. So tracking your results of your content is crucial to know what's landing. and then repurposing that content so that you can assist more people. If it's resonating, then that's great. You can use it amongst other marketing mediums that you have. Make sure to get your copy or copies at theultimatesalesmachine.com. There's a lot of special bonuses that you can't get going to Amazon, so make sure you check it out at ultimatesalesmachine.com.